Hello. Today we're going to solve some algebraic equations, and there's some very simple steps to go through, and I think this tutorial will help you to solve the problems that you have to do for tonight's homework. Let's work to solve a few equations. A few things that we have to think about when solving equations is that we want to isolate our variables on one side and our numbers on the other. The variable might be represented by an x or any other letter. Here's an example of an equation. We have variables on each side of the equal sign. We need to get them both to one side or the other. And in this case, let's move our 6x to the other side. So we have to think, what's the opposite of a positive 6x? Would be a negative 6x. If we do that to one side, we also have to do it to the other side too. These two cross out. We now have a negative 8x on this side equals. Now, how could we get rid of the 18 over on the left side? Well, the opposite to a positive 18 is a negative 18. If we do that to one side, we have to do it to the other side as well. And these two cross out. We're now left with negative 32. Minus 8x equals minus a negative 32. We can get rid of our coefficient, which is the negative 8 times x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing, so if I divide this side by a negative 8, these two cross out and I'm left with just x. If I have to do this on one side, I also have to do it on the other side. X equals 4. And that's our solution. Here's another example of an equation that we need to solve. This one has brackets in it. We do it in a very similar way. 8 is multiplied by everything that is inside the bracket. So let's always deal with our brackets first, so let's simplify. 8 times g becomes 8g. 8 times a minus 3 is a minus 24. So 8g minus 24 equals negative 25. We need to get our variable on the left side and our numbers on the right side. So we need to move this negative 24 over to the other side. The opposite of a negative 24 is a positive 24. These two will cancel out. What we'll have on the other side is minus 25 plus 24. The answer is 8g equals minus 1. Now we have to look at getting rid of the coefficient. That's the number that is multiplied by the variable. In this case, the coefficient's 8. So if we go down a little bit further in our sheet, step 2, the opposite of multiplying by 8 is dividing by 8. So this is what we do in this case. If we do it on one side, we also have to do it on the other side. The answer is going to be g equals negative 1 over 8. Let's try one more just for practice. We have to solve for our brackets. What it means is that this number is multiplied by each number in the bracket. So minus 2 times 3y is a negative 6y. Negative 2 times a negative 7. Have to watch our signs there. And that equals 56. So we're back to isolating our variable. This time it's on the left-hand side, so let's just leave it there. How do we get rid of the 14? The opposite of a positive 14 is a negative 14. If we do it on one side, we have to do it on the other side too. These two will cross out. Negative 6y equals 42. We have to get rid of our coefficient now. The coefficient is the number that's multiplied by the variable. In this case, it's minus 6 times y. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So if I divide by negative 6 on this side, these two cross out, I have to do the same on the other side. The answer becomes y equals -7.